Okay, I'm going to call this work session to order on December 12th, 2024. We have our airport manager, and I'm going to ask him to introduce our guests, please.
Yeah, so Mark Swenson is here with HDL. He's has a slideshow prepared and a questionnaire that he wanted to get your input on and help us come up with some questions and finalize it. So with that, I'm going to leave it to him.
Is it okay with you guys if I leave that on like that and stand back and talk? Is that okay? Well, like Derek said, my name is Mark Swenson. I'm the general manager of HDL Engineering. We're based in Anchorage, but we have a office in Kenai where we have 4 employees here. And we've been the city of Kenai has been a client of mine for a long time. We've been at the airport as the engineer for the airport for the last 4 years, and we've been working on
I've got some questions, but I'll wait till the end, just make sure they don't get answered, so. That's in the meeting packet we got, yeah. I'll kick it off. Yeah, just getting back to the questionnaire, actually, that was towards the front of where this started and now it ended on that, which is good. And one of the things I was wondering about was how the members of the general public, pilots in general, be made aware of the questionnaire, other than public comment, because military, how do you query the military to get the questionnaire? Do you send it to JBER? Do you send it to up north, to Eielson? I don't know if Eielson has anything to do with it. Same thing with commercial. I mean, Grant's very well represented here on the airport commission, but other users that exclude Kenai for a variety of reasons, maybe that are unknown. User groups like Alaska Airmen's. We have a Peninsula Pilot Club, which is a really active local or Peninsula group of pilots for all those different things. And so I don't know, how do you open it up to everybody, and the ones that are phobic to talking to organizations in general, government in particular?
Boy, I try not to be labeled as government, but I guess I'm working for the government, so I am working. But,
Follow the money.
yeah, exactly. Well, what we start with is a stakeholder list that we put together, and then we very much want people's input on where we might be lacking. That
Okay, yeah. I guess, the question is broader. Is it going to be like a mailing list sent out to all the pilots that are listed active in the FAA database, for input? Because I know people, that live in Nikiski or out in the end of Funny River Road or down in Acre Point. They like to just fly. So how, and I know there's one particular individual I've known for a very long time, he's very phobic about Kenai Airport. And how do you reach those folks specifically?
So,
Or can you?
well, yeah, I guess right now, when we have the mailing list that we have, or the contact list we have the leaseholder contacts and the tie-down contacts. So we have a pretty good list of folks that we're trying to build that regularly use Kenai.
I got a list here. Do you want me to just go down the list and just, okay. Okay, getting back to more of a global type aspect, seeing as though you've worked on other airports in the state, what are the common and the uncommon threads between municipalities when you're looking at airport development? Are there any? Because I realize every place is specific, and it's cited as an airport for a particular reason, but there are some
So there's mountain alleys right now, so,
Yeah.
well,
other than lack of money.
well, to tell you the truth, you know, it's probably, with the length of your runway, you guys are sitting in and you have some available land for expansion of lease lots right now. Those two things are unique. The runway in particular is incredibly unique. So compared to the other airports that we deal with, no one else can attract what Kenai can. Already in place. So a lot of times I focus on developing what needs to be developed to attract growth. And then when you do that, you get in a chicken and the egg situation with the FAA, because the FAA wants you to demonstrate a need before you go spend money to support that need.
No, that's fine. I just look at it like saying it's almost like a family gathering where everybody has a last name. Like everybody's last name is Airport, but everybody that comes to the gathering is completely different. It could be, I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question.
Basically, you seem, the saying that Eric will tell you is, you've seen one airport up here, you've seen one airport up here.
Yeah.
They all kind of have their own unique flair. A lot of them are really trying to make the case to the FAA that they can grow.
You know, one of the things I'd like to, a lot of aviation groups are out there on the internet, and I get a lot of news feeds from all the different regional and national ones. And one recurring theme, it seems like there's muni development versus private development on airports. Funding, you know, build it and they will come type thing versus provide the land and then let them build it. I don't know where that would go here. I think an AvTech school would be fantastic here for the airport. We have a lot of potential here for that. We have a college right now that their vocational program is dying. I think, and then they have the UAA up in Anchorage. I really think that they could put an extension here and be successful. But the one thing, and also I was wondering about the leakage study, how much is that going to come into play for you guys? The one thing though, I know for Heather and Marie, like to know about the 100 low lead controversy. Yeah, you're part of the environmental thing, right?
So,
Well, the EPA determination that the 100 low lead is not healthy to people around airports.
it hasn't come into the planning honestly, the FAA has not said.
Yeah, I know they've been part of the Eagle Initiative and all the other different types of things.
California is mostly where it's.
I know, but it's coming, you know, and that's the thing. It's, I just, whether we like it or not, I'd just like to be ahead of the curve as far as,
I can talk to you afterwards. Through the Air Carriers Association, we are actually part of the Eagle Initiative.
Are you?
We have
Good.
a board
Yeah.
now, and we're getting a lot more information.
'Cause, yeah. Because that affects GA quite a bit. And, you know, you know, squeak wheel does get a lot of attention type thing. And the only thing I'm just worried about more about probably 100 low lead being phased out quantity wise, not necessarily being excluded from use, but just not being available to buy. So that's, then that would, when you're talking about the use of the airport, we have a lot of GA here, more commercial than Soldotna, of course, but that sort of thing.
Well, that kind of stuff too, is you guys have input about that we should consider, and it's not necessarily, we need to talk about the conditions assessment, phase one part, but we think that you have insight about changing regulations in the future that may impact planning.
Yeah, maybe just from a public awareness standpoint, because I know that more people will probably be active in that arena, just to be able to have an answer.
I'm afraid of how high that gas costs go.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to actually have a group from the Eagle Initiative come up in February that we'll be taking out to places like possibly in Monarch and everything to show them the difficulties of Alaska and low lead. So because once you get them on the other side of the range, their eyes go this big and go, oh, this is hard. So,
I'm not arguing that point. No, that was about it, the leakage study. What's, how that, yeah.
So that's been passed on to us. We didn't have any involvement in the development of the leakage study. But it is have a great information to consider in the forecast. And supporting documentation. We're gonna use it as a supporting document in the forecast.
Getting back to the Peninsula Pilot Club, I just looked on Facebook on their website. They didn't announce a meeting time for the next meeting, but Paul Shotsky is the guy that's kind of heading all that stuff up. And Adam White from Alaska Airmen Association, he's the advocacy person. He used to be the executive director, now he's moved on to advocacy for the organization. He usually has a presentation he does at the beginning of the meeting. There's no reason why you guys wouldn't be able to attend and maybe even do a one, like a Zoom type meeting with the association or the pilot club, so.
Yeah.
Is everybody familiar with aviation forecasting, what a forecast is and does as part of the master plan?
From a general perspective, I do, yeah. The one thing I thought about today, I just found out, probably at the tail end of this, but about the new report that came out from reference to gas line, developing it to Tidewater, and they're saying it's economically feasible. So that came out, at least the news that I saw today, and that has a direct impact for our place, because when the GTL, the gas to liquids plant proposal was being made, who was it, BP, I think? They were
It
saying,
would be a game changer.
yeah, they're gonna say they were gonna build a terminal here, just for their aircraft. So, I know,
Talk about people that get cagey.
yeah, oh yeah, I totally get it, but,
I'd love to see the air crystal wall and have it actually be reflected.
Yeah.
If you could plan around that,
Mhm.
man.
But that was an interesting thing. They were saying $11 billion, and you could have it to Tidewater out here in Nikiski. And it would be cheaper than importing it, which is, I've never heard those words before. So that's
What would change your master plan?
Yeah.
an aviation forecast item, I suppose. I don't know.
We're good at
Yeah.
Derek, do you have any questions or anything that I missed that you want to talk about? I really do appreciate you guys coming early and hearing me out. This is not the only time you're gonna hear me.
Yeah, as far as, I can't speak for everybody here, but I've always been a fan of the airport because we are basically the lifeline for this Kenai Peninsula in case something happens in Anchorage. When we had 2 avalanches here, closed the highway, and there was closed for 2 weeks, the only thing that was keeping everything open here on the peninsula was this airport, with the cargo flying in and out, multiple times a day. Plus also just the whole thing about families saying goodbye to their kids as they're going to college, walking back from the military service, all that sort of thing. It's it serves the entire peninsula, and it's really a good thing to have.
Yeah, and what we want to do is resolve this, because the trend with federal funding tends to be they say no, they look for opportunities to say no. And they will do that in the future. So what we're trying to do is set up a program for success out of this plan.
Will we look forward to this process?
Yeah.
I look forward to having you guys involved in it. You're an important part of it.
Anything else?
I would just add that we have our email addresses. If there's ever a question that arises, please feel free to reach out at any point in time. And if you do look at the questionnaire and you see areas we can improve upon, or questions we haven't asked,
You don't get us, you get us through him.
Okay, perfect. Anything else? Do you have anything, Derek? Okay. See no public comment. If you have nothing else for us, we're adjourned.
I'm gonna leave these cookies here. You guys have to.
I would like to call this December 13th, December 12th, 2024 Airport Commission regular meeting to order. Can we stand for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have roll call, please?
Chair Fekin,
Here.
Vice Chairman Elga,
Here.
Zerl,
Here.
Bielefeld,
Here.
Caldwell, Knizek,
Here.
Wicker, Student Representative Bowling.
Here.
All right, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Move.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any revisions to the agenda? If there are no objections of approving the agenda as presented, hearing none, agenda is approved. Public comment, we have none. May I have a motion to approve the November 14th, 2024 minutes?
Move. Second.
Okay, any revisions to the minutes? Are there any objections to approving the minutes? Hearing none, minutes are approved. Unfinished business, we have none. New business, our 2024 work plan report. Can we have a staff report?
Yeah, so a work report should be completed for your guys' 2024 work plan, and an example of how that should be completed was attached. So the idea is to discuss the goals and the objectives, how they went for the year, and then ultimately choose somebody to write the report, and then that will be approved at the next commission. Thank you.
Okay, commission discussion?
I did find one typo. I think I already told Sarah about it. So where it says accomplishments, page 7, is supposed to provided objection title. It's supposed to be an objective, I guess. So that'll be it. But yeah, I looked over it, and I was pretty instrumental in the 2024 writing of it. I don't see a whole lot of change in our goals. I mean, Taxway Sierra is still the main one that we want, and also what we had this last hour for the discussion about getting that land opened up so we can do that. And then I think the landscaping, that's over, right? I mean, except for the bears. We're still waiting on funding for the bears, I suppose. And so.
This is not necessarily choosing the goals, but that's the next part, but this is going over how the goals went for this year. So obviously you can say the landscaping was completed through your recommendations, and that would be a highlight, I guess, but
That would be untrue. We didn't get any recommendations in the landscaping.
okay, you could put that in. You could put that as some of the issues you face then, so.
Okay. Then the other one there was West Side Development. That's hangars on the west side. We touched on it a little bit, but there wasn't really a whole lot of movement on that I'm aware of. Maybe you have more information than I do. I know we just talk about it here once a month, but you're there every day, so. Have you heard anything?
I could answer any questions on it. It would get developed with Taxway Sierra, if that's what you're asking.
Is from your understanding, it's basically hinged on getting Taxway Sierra get put in and being able to develop that properties over there.
Correct.
So in essence, really, objective 1 and 2 could be carried forward, in your
Yeah,
estimation?
absolutely. Those could be your, it could be really easy, and those could be your 2025 goals to keep those two. That would be pretty simple.
Okay. So I know we had a couple of work groups, or working sessions, I should say, for this project when we're doing the annual work plan before. Do you see a need for having another work session for objective 3?
I don't, but that's up to you guys.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before about, our role here, and Key and I, we're not so much, or in my estimation anyway, somebody else might have some different aspect of it, or different view of it, but we basically review whatever you come up with as airport manager in the city and whatever other requirements they have, and then we just give you our opinion based on, the positions that we occupy on the commission and advisory capacity. So we aren't really going, we aren't really an organization. We're actually having a plan to go forward and to actually help planning with the city in doing certain things. So, this whole process was still a little bit foreign to me as far as or as far as, the way I see my role as far as the airport commission goes. I always like to put in my 2 cents with experience and all that, like everybody else has, but, so.
Any other comments?
It's kind of nice to see things moving forward, not in a stalemate anymore, so that's good.
Is there a deadline for this?
Preferably at the January meeting.
To be completed by the January meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, to be presented to,
With the annual report,
oh,
yeah. And also the work plan is, last year it didn't get done till June, but that was because it was a new process,
well,
so,
that was, it was new.
yeah. So if you guys want to choose somebody to do each of those, it could potentially be ready in January then. The annual report should be done for sure.
Okay, annual report done by the meeting time or before?
Correct, the meeting time. So we need it 1 week before for the packet. Am I hearing maybe you're volunteering, Paul?
Well, seeing as though I kind of did it for 2024, I think I've still got it on my computer, I could probably,
Well, these are two different documents here.
yeah, I realize that, but, yeah, there's not gonna, I can,
The second one's easy is what you're saying, you're thinking, yeah. And also you can come by anytime and I can
Yeah.
work on this with you if you want.
yeah, there's no prohibition as far as like sharing emails between the commission members, is there?
No,
I don't think so.
I think if it's a work product back and forth, we all know you're doing.
Right, yeah, it's just a work project, we're not developing policy or anything like that, or
Secret
commenting on
cabal.
anything, yeah. There could be. Oh, we could have symbols and all sorts of stuff, secret handshakes.
Okay, I guess that covers that. So then we'd have the annual work plan goals. Is that the next one?
what I heard from Paul is maybe we're kind of done with that.
I think we're done with that.
We're just gonna keep the 2 goals and awesome.
So we've covered both of them. I'm good with that.
Very good, appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, moving on to item 3, which is discussion and recommendation approval of the special use permit for Echo Lake Meats for the use of 20 square foot of space in the airport terminal. May I have a motion to recommend to City Council to the approval of a special use permit to Echo Lake Meats for 20 square foot of space in the airport terminal? Can you give us a report on it real quick?
Yeah, so Echo Lake Meats has been in there. People seem to be liking it and buying stuff. But they're requesting again the 20 square feet of terminal space for the vending machine. This would be effective for 12 months, starting January 1st and ending December 31st, 2025. Does commission recommend council approve the special use permit to Echo Lake Meats LLC? Thank you.
I'll move.
Second.
Thank you. Okay. Commission discussion?
The cafeteria moved out, right? Are they still there? Brothers or whatever it is?
Oh, I was gonna include that. That was gonna be my report tonight, but Brothers is moving out the 23rd. Debbie's Bistro bid on the restaurant area, and the contract will start in March, so there's gonna be a little bit of gap, and then it's probably gonna take them a month to get started, but we had good interest. We had another bid on it, but that was the highest one, and in the RFP, they scored the highest, so they won, and we had another interested business out of Anchorage. They didn't end up bidding, but they were interested, so we did a lot of outreach on that, and honestly, it went pretty well, so.
Are there gonna be recommended hours that they're supposed to be open?
Yeah, so they have to be open 60 hours over 7 days a week, and they propose that.
Can you share with us what their menu is?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but they're open in Soldotna in the Blazy Mall, so check them out.
I did.
Also, we still have to vote on Echo Lake Meats.
So did I, and I wish them success. I do have a question, as far as the charge goes, the permit, it's $53.50 a square foot a year. I've never looked at the city of Kenai fee schedule of rates. I didn't find that rate anywhere in the schedule.
It's the terminal exclusive use space plus 30%.
So it was, I got the fee here, the terminal
Exclusive use
exclusive
space,
space, so that would be signatory?
they're
Okay,
non-signatory, so that's why
non-signatory terminal rate's 30% higher, so if it's non-signatory per square foot per year, that's the 41.15,
correct,
is that the one?
plus
Okay.
the 30%.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering where that came from.
Yeah, it's a weird one. That's what it is,
Yeah,
though.
because that 30%, I thought that was for joint use space, and it didn't translate into exclusive space?
For both of them,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Is there any other discussion? Then I'm looking for unanimous consent. Okay, if there's no objection, unanimous consent. Moving on to the airport manager report, or did we get all of it?
You got all of it. That's what I wanted. That was the big thing I wanted to share tonight. So, the restaurants,
Okay.
Debbie's Bistro. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I don't have a report, so we'll move on to our council person today. Thank you for coming.
Yes, as you can see, I am not Phil Daniel, but I was his teacher. Oops, there we go. I'm not sure if I want to admit that or not. I also remember when Savala Casino was a student walking the halls of Kenai Central, so I'm dating myself here.
You've been here a while.
I have. Okay, two things I want to share with you. First off, I attended the Planning and Zoning meeting last night, and you might find it interesting that they unanimously approved a preliminary plat I'm just going to read this straight out of here because if I try and paraphrase it, I will mangle it. FBO subdivision 2024 edition for a replat of lots 5A and 5B of FBO subdivision number 10, located in the Airport Light Industrial Zoning District. It was 2 little lots, and they felt like if they removed the lot line, it would create a lot that was more attractive, a lot size.
So is that the lots over by Walmart? Is that where that is?
You know,
Is that the, or is that on the,
no, it's on Willow Street.
okay. Thank you, thank you.
It's these 2 right here.
Oh, okay. On Willow, well, that makes sense.
Okay, so they did that just last night, so that's hot off the press. And then this past Saturday, the city of Kenai hosted a land sale auction. They auctioned off 11 parcels of land, 10 of which were here in the city of Kenai, 1 which was out in Sterling. And you may ask, well, why in the world does the city of Kenai own a lot in Sterling? Well, what I heard was it was bequeathed to us. No? Okay, Glenda, fill us in.
I believe it probably came from, my understanding was from a foreclosure in Inlet Woods,
Okay. Okay,
when they foreclosed against the original developer. Somehow that came to the city.
okay.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was told.
Okay. So 11 parcels of land. The assessed value for the total of the 11 was $230,500. And the total sales price was $271,350. So it was 118% of the assessed value. There was 1 individual that qualified for a veteran discount. So the city's total proceeds were $262,675. There were 5 different individuals that purchased properties, and 1 individual purchased 7 properties. So I don't know what the plans are, but I'm thinking that there might be some plans.
The individual that purchased 7 is a builder out of Palmer, Wasilla area.
But a builder? Okay. So these were, at least within the city, 10 parcels of land that aren't really doing a whole lot for the city. So maybe now there will be some growth to it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess I should have introduced myself. I'm Deborah Sonart.
I'm sorry. Okay. Anything else for us? Okay. Seeing no additional public comment, will everybody be here for the January 9th meeting? Okay. Okay, we'll be into a new year. We have commissioners' comments, questions. Anybody got anything? Go for it.
Always, right? Yeah, you covered the restaurant bids, which is good. I was looking at the fee schedule and just reminded myself of the conference room. Is that being utilized very much? As far as like rental
Fairly
space?
often. We get, the airlines use it sometimes, and random people, we use it for meetings as well, so. Not every day, but once every couple weeks maybe.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, awesome.
So who are the primary users?
The airport uses it the most.
Okay,
Kenai Aviation's used it, Grand Aviation's used it. There's a lawyer that used it. We used it to score the RFP. So other people in the city, meeting with, I don't know. That's the basis.
I would think there would be more users out there if we could figure out how to get the information out to them, because space is pretty limited.
It's a nice venue too. And also a question for you. I looked at helicopter landing fee, $25 Every time a helicopter lands, $25.
I don't have the fee schedule in front of me, but that sounds about right.
Yeah. So what's the difference between R-44 and Cessna 207 or 182? They have the same engine and probably less capacity as far as seating goes. I'm just wondering, why $25 and how is it collected? I don't know. If somebody flies in from Anchorage with an R-44 or something like that, lands and.
I can
someone
address
does-
the 207 part. There's a gross weight minimum.
Right.
207's under that.
But it helicopters by itself.
So is there a gross weight
No,
number?
no. Just says helicopter landing fee, $25.
Maybe we need to look at that.
I was thinking about that. That's like, holy cow. I don't know how that would be collected. I mean, how would somebody go out there and a little shirt and tie and say, hey, here's your.
The three-wheel cushion.
Maybe her.
That's right, pass the ball to Sarah.
No, I mean, she does collect these, but if we don't see everybody, that's honest truth. They're supposed to come in and pay the fees, and there's a pay box outside, so.
Yeah, I think that would
That's how-
be something to think about. And the other thing, well, three more. Parking revenue was up almost $10,000 for 1 month. Really?
Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
How did that happen? That's a lot of cash.
Yep, that's good. People are parking at the airport and flying out.
But I mean, I looked at the breakdown between 23 and 24, and it was like, that really stood out. It's a lot,
We've been seeing good passenger numbers
really.
for the last couple months. I mean,
Well, there you go. Yeah, good.
The daily numbers are good.
Well, that's encouraging. And the Jack White sign over here, just north of the terminal building that points towards Crowley Fuel. It's been there for a few months. What's Jack White representing over there? Does anybody know?
I'm not 100% sure which part of that building. I believe that one's owned by Schillings, though. They're rented out to different tenants. Yeah.
I was always curious, because it's like, okay, we're pointing towards Crowley Fuel. Are they selling their building or is Everett's looking to sell or what's going on?
Well,
over
all
there?
of them are tenants in that building.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody was in there before that's not, though, I think.
Okay, thanks. And the rest is Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you, and then Festivus for the rest of us. And yeah, hope everybody has a good holiday. That's about it. Yep.
You quoted that last year. Well, if there's nothing else, Merry Christmas, guys, and see you next year.